Hey, what's up, guys? We are back again with my favorite deck in Clash Royale right now. It switched from last time where I was loving double barrel log bait, but there were way too many lava hounds and people with 3 spells, Hog Rider, Earthquake in the meta. I switched to a deck that counters that every single time. If you play Electro Giant, your opponent's got a Mega Knight deck with a lot of bait cards, a Lava Hound deck, and you've got Tornado and Bomb Tower, they're never going to break through, and they have no way of stopping the Electro Giant. If they have a building, you lightning it away in double elixir. In single elixir, you can just chip out your opponent with your Firecracker, and if you get a huge elixir advantage, you can still break through with the Electro Giant. It's one of the most safe decks in the game because guards and skeletons with a fast cycle of Tornado and Bomb Tower will always keep you safe. I love this deck for ladder, so let's go jump straight to some games and assert dominance with my favorite deck in Clash Royale right now. And a huge thanks to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. Alright, so jumping into this game, we have no clue what our opponent's got, but I'll figure it out as we go. Usually with an Electro Giant type of deck, if you get a good matchup, you automatically win. So we're hoping that we play against a Lava Hound deck, a Hog Rider deck, or maybe something weird that is going to have all bait cards. But when we see arrows for the Firecracker, that's not the start that we like. So Musketeer in the back, plus arrows. Maybe Giant Graveyard. Yeah, I'm going to guess that it's Giant Graveyard. I'm going to hazard a guess and say that you're going to have a graveyard with this thing. Usually, going to be pretty important for me to have a singular counter for the Musketeer, whether it's going to be like skeletons or...
Think you can take me?
Yeah, I just didn't have it though, right? Like I had to go for a Barbarial. I'm going to go for skeletons on defense here and then hit them up with guards. Oh my gosh, Firecracker, don't take that much damage. Why'd you die to skeletons? Oh my gosh. So I knew what the deck was as soon as I saw the Musketeer plus arrows. There was like 2 possibilities running through my head. Weird Balloon deck or a standard Giant Graveyard deck. Standard Giant Graveyard it is. Not an easy situation because we're currently down half tower HP. He's doing 0 damage to our opponent's tower. But one thing that I've realized is when you play Electro Giant, you drop it at the river when your opponent doesn't have a good counter and you do a ton of damage. You get work done. You make it happen for the memes. I would love the Tornado so we can go and pull everything a little bit closer so then the Musketeer will definitely die. And at that point, I think we're back in business. I could hypothetically Firecracker, but then it would be costing me too much. Let's get it. Clean. So forcing out a skeleton army is really, really nice for me. I might even want to get off to a good start with the Barbarial here, too. I wonder if the Barbarian is going to get onto the tower, you know?
Rock and roll!
It was looking pretty good. I should have just dropped it on top of the bowler instead. You live, you learn, you play better. I was like, maybe the bowler can motivate the Barbarian to go closer to the tower. Just push him a little bit further and faster. Did not work the way that we wanted it to at all, but it is what it is. I'm going to get guards down and try to body block at the river if this is possible. That would be nice. Firecracker's going to lock on tower. Arrows comes down. That's a lot of elixir invested, and you only get 1 skeleton locking on my tower at the end. So really bad for our opponent. All things considered, I'm an Electro Giant at the river. This is our moment. Keeping up the aggression, baby. And then I can Firecracker too. Hopefully the Firecracker doesn't get hit by the bowler ball. Please, 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 please. No, don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh, that's a good boy. And I can lightning here so the Electro Giant stays alive. If we can kill the bowler, then the Electro Giant has freer reign to assert dominance. Bats are going to die. Skeleton Army's going to die. Everything goes kaboom. You guys already know, if you're playing against someone with Giant Graveyard and you get into a 1-1 transition period, that is where you do not want to be in the game. So I'm hoping and praying that we can finish off that Giant quickly. I'm going to go in for a Tornado on defense here, and then I'm going to go in for a Barbarial afterward as more skeletons start to accumulate. Oh my gosh, we got this on lock. I don't think that there's any way for him to stop the Electro Giant at the river. Oh, no. No. You can't do that.
Am I a joke to you?
You can't do that to me. Oh, wait. Lightning does enough. Okay. I was tripping for a second because I've been playing so many grand challenges with meme decks. I was like, wait, am I going to have to Tornado plus Lightning to finish that tower off? But no, Lightning was our saving grace. So this guy's going to go for a Royal Ghost in the back. Makes me feel like it's going to be a P.E.K.K.A deck. I'm ready for it. So I'm going to Barbarial other side to force out some extra elixir. Ooh, P.E.K.K.A plus Ram Rider when we see Barbarial.
Please stop looking at me.
Usually, it's just going to be the standard P.E.K.K.A deck when we see Royal Ghost. But no, this one's a little bit different. A little bit of extra spice up in here. Oh, man. Not what I thought at all. He's going to have Hunter. Is this going to be 3 Musketeers? Yeah, you know, I can't cycle my Lightning on that. There's no reason for me to cycle Lightning early because there's a high probability of Royal Hogs or, yeah, there's the Royal Hogs. Kind of what I thought, you know, if you're going to end up having Golden Knight. Oh, my gosh, that locked onto my tower. You got to be kidding me right now, man. That Golden Knight would have way too much damage. Ramen Noodle is eating me alive. You know, I don't think I've ever said that before. You're supposed to be eating ramen. Today, you're eating me raw, man. Why are you eating my tower so much? Just like already down in a decrepit spot, 1,500 damage behind our opponent. You know, we were able to beat the Giant Graveyard player when we were down in a desolate spot last time, so Let's see if we're able to bounce back here. I expect it to be a 3 Musketeer deck. These skeletons. Sadness. And he goes in for a heal spirit to keep the hunter alive. What a great player. You know, all things considered, I've been outplayed this game. Got to admit it. Besides the Golden Knight doing that amount of damage, everything else was deserved, and he, was in a really good spot because of it. I think the Rail Ghost does die to our King Tower here, so not going to be too worried about that. Please just die. Good boy. You guys saw that. The Rail Ghost was undercover. It was actually invisible when it died. But that last arrow finished it off with the remaining second that we had before it was just completely hidden underground and not being able to hit until it actually hits us. Good stuff for us. Take that transition in a decent spot moving forward. We know it's going to be a 3 Musketeer deck, so I want to hit him up with the Firecracker and a Skeleton Surround on top of the Rail Ghost. There's the 3M. Exactly as we said, right? I told you guys that was going to happen. Maybe I can get away with a Lightning on top of the Hunter and then Barbara on top of the 2 Musketeers. What I'm hoping for right now. I hope he Hunters here on the right-hand side. Good stuff. Let's get that. Maybe I can go in for guards instead. This is so clean. Wow. Guys, the more you know. If you've ever played 3 Musketeers and you rely heavily on a Hunter, it's one of the most useless cards in the game.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
So I've played a lot of 3 Musketeers. It actually is probably one of my best decks in Clash Royale. And as a result, I know how to play against it pretty well. So I'm going to go for High Skeleton. Say hello, bonjour, comment ça va to that Golden Knight. Hopefully it dies. Please, 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 please. Good boy. And then I can guards again on top of that if I want to. Ooh, I think we got to go in for the guards afterward. We're going to take a ton of damage from the Musketeers, though. I definitely messed that one up. Could have cycled the bomb tower a bit higher, so then the Musketeers would have locked onto that. But maybe he doesn't have any source of damage. If he doesn't have any source of damage, we have 51 HP. We can still win the game. This might be the dumbest thing you guys have ever seen in Clash Royale. If I'm able to win this game, it would be ridiculous. It'd be absurd. It would be completely and utterly unfair, unprecedented, and uncalculated. But it is possible. It isn't impossible right now. The tornado is going to come down. The Electro Giant's on the tower. What? No way! Oh, that's so unfair. Oh my gosh. Guys, I feel a little bit bad, but at the same time, this is why this is my favorite deck in Clash Royale right now. It wins you games that you don't deserve. If you guys have a situation where someone outplays you the entire game and you make a lot of misplays, you just win by dropping an Electro Giant at the river, lightning away the Hunter or the defensive building, get it on the tower, and you win. It shouldn't work this well, but it does. All right, jumping into this one. After that ridiculous game against Ramen Noodle, I feel a little bit bad for people that have to play against this deck. Seriously, you can be terrible and trash and still recycle W's like crazy. So he's gonna, Lumberjack. You know what? I can keep the Firecracker at the river alive. This is somewhat like a Hog Rider cycle deck, but better. It is the superior Hog Rider cycle deck that Clash Royale doesn't want you to know about. And you use an Electro Dragon, and it's getting pulled back into the Giant. It should have never left your hand, bro. That thing is just so unfair. I think we're playing against the Balloon Lumberjack free stack. And you know what happens? We just cycle the Electro Giant at the river. We lightning away the dragons, or we tornado them into the Electro Giant, and we walk away with a win. That's how ridiculously simple this matchup is. It's not fair, and it needs to be fixed. This is also the deck that won $200,000 from Mugi. So the deck that he's playing is extremely popular right now. And if you counter it with this deck, I mean, you're going to be winning a lot more games than any other ladder deck. I've never seen someone this tilted in Clash Royale. This guy is non-stop spamming emotes because he knows that he got such a bad matchup. I cannot believe how hard we tilted this guy. He spammed emotes non-stop the entire game, and he didn't even have the deck I thought he did, but we still hard countered it. Even if your opponent's got Golem E-Barbs, which E-Barbs are a pretty good counter to the Electro Giant, it stands no match. You lightning away the E-Barbs, the Electro Giant gets on the tower, win the game. All right, so jumping into this one. This guy's got tilt in his clan, so let's make him even more tilted. I want to see the Lava Hound. I am specifically running Electro Giant because there are so many Lava Hounds in the meta, and
I'm ready to crush them.
Give me that juicy matchup. Oh, it's definitely to be Lava Hound because we see the tombstone and his name. It just makes sense, right? It's a fact of life. I'm going to Firecracker in the back, and we're going to build up an Electro
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Giant, and we're just going to drop it at the river because there's no way for him to stop it. One thing that I know is if you are playing against Inferno Dragon with Electro Giant, if you cycle your Tornado on the Balloon, you might lose the game. You want to cycle the Inferno Dragon Tornado on offense, not on defense. So he's going to try to go and debate me right now. It's not going to work. Maybe we even 3-crown. Honestly, I'm considering 3-crowning right now.
No, God, please, no.
Or, ooh, is he trying to 3-crown me? I don't know. This guy's a little bit weird right now. He's getting feisty up in here. I don't appreciate that. Maybe I am having to go in for the firecracker here. Are we okay or are we not okay? I think we'll find the way. The firecracker is going to be able to shut down the balloon. The electro giant's on the tower. He's only going to have tombstone and cycle. The firecracker goes in the same side that we want it to. And again, we just keep getting good matchups. Who would have thought that this deck that I created is literally just the best deck for mid-ladder and above? Like, if you guys are running into bad matchups, this is literally the deck that you should be playing. You just straight up win the game before it even starts. He's going to go in for a tombstone. We bar barrel. We say sayonara. And then the electro giant goes towards the king tower. And we lightning. And we walk away with a win. Don't you wish every single game was this simple? When I'm running meme decks, it's never really this easy. But when I run a deck that I love like this, it's so simple and it's reliable to win games. Like, all I have to do is one more lightning and I walk away with a win. I think he's going to probably go in for some more spam. So I'm going to go guards here and make sure that he has to defend this. There's no universe where you're not going to go in for the balloon. So you have to defend the guards at this exact moment.
Any last words?
Bye.
And the guards 3-crown you because you don't have elixir. He tried to drop the balloon at 5 elixir and he had nothing to defend the guard. Imagine getting 3-crowned by guards. You can't guard the guard. That is pitiful, sir. And as you guys can see, nothing but wins. 14 minutes, 4 wins in a row. All right, let's see if we can keep up that win streak, baby. Already going to go in for a goblin barrel. You adventurous, sir. So against Logbait, we've got 2 small spells. Pretty good stuff. Definitely want to go in for bar barrels to counter the goblin barrel whenever I can from now on because we've already activated king tower. I take a ton of damage in the process every time. Wait. Guys, this could be a lot better for me. If he's going to be running Prince and he doesn't have a building, most of the time they don't have building, they just have rocket, it's going to be stellar. Don't go towards the... Yes, that's such a good boy. You going for the zap too. That's stellar, sir. So I was hoping he wouldn't go towards the firecracker. Unfortunately, went towards the skeletons. And now I don't think he has a building, so I can even lightning on top of this. I'm wondering if lightning on top of the dark goblin is a bad play. Probably not the smartest decision of my life, so I'm not going to roll with it. Able to go in for guards here and then bar barrel to finish off the dark goblin. Dark goblin, don't touch my tower. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alternatively, I think I could have cycled my guards on top of that too, but it is what it is. We do what we do, and we are persevering through the pain against Brian. Usually, if you play against someone with a building, you have to wait until double elixir, or in single, if you cycle an electro giant in the back when you're up and then just lightning away the building and try to get a lot of damage in single, that's also pretty good method to success. I need to get guards down again, and as you guys can see, if you just have skeletons or guards and that type of situation, when they go all in with the prince and rascals, you can just lose the game. But because I have them both,
I can't believe what we're seeing. What just happened?
are you kidding me? You ninja, how did that even happen, bro? You activate king tower and you don't even lose the dark goblin. That was ridiculous on so many levels. I think we're getting outplayed by this man. He's a legend. Oh, please, please, please. Firecracker stays alive. Okay, bomb tower, you were a little bit scuffed. I don't really appreciate you that much, but if the firecracker gives us any ounce of damage, I'm vibing with you still. So this is one of those matchups that I would say actually is one of the hardest ones that we could get. Logbait is not that fun to play against. If your opponent plays it well, assuming he rockets on top of the electro giant, it's not good to cycle it in the back if your opponent knows how to play the game. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drop a little bit further up. I'm going to give him the respect that he deserves. And I'll go for guards here and skeletons, maybe to body block their initial prince hit. If that can happen, that'll be a vibe. And a lightning on top of the prince and the dark goblin. We shouldn't take too much damage from the other side. I believe that the prince... Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That's actually a ton of damage. That's way too much. That's way more than I wanted. I think that's slightly off to the right-hand side. Let's see if my eyes do not deceive me. And they work out wonderfully. In this particular situation, I want to go for an electro giant at the river, but I don't know if I'm able to afford it in time, so I'm still going to do it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, guys. We got to play ballsy out here. No mediocre. Definitely want to tornado all of his dark goblin and prince into our stuff. Maybe the zap comes down in time. It barely does, but look at the electro giant popping off, my dudes. You love to see it. And the fact is, like, bomb tower on defense as a defensive card, if you had a goblin cage there, you wouldn't have been able to do the splash damage to the prince. You would have lost the game right then and there. That's why I think that this card is extremely underrated and needs to be played more. I think that bomb tower is just honestly one of the best defensive cards in the game. So with tornado again, I just need to get one electro giant zap. One little zappy boy. Come on. Bring home the bacon, baby. And that's what I'm talking about. 2 zappy boys to finish off the game. Sorry, Brian. We had to do you dirty. You were actually a really good player. If I'd cycled my electro giants in the back and allowed you to rocket them, you would have been able to defend them pretty easily, and you might have been able to win the game. But We have learned our lesson from a lot of losses against logbait, and we finally realized how to beat it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and have an amazing rest of your day.